So let's say you are using GitHub to manage your code at your company, right? So all the code that is finally present at the remote or the repository at the internet is going to the production. It means that the users of your application or service can actually use the new features that you just sent to this repository, right? So in this case, let's say there is a new developer in my team and I've given a task to build a new feature, right? So he builds the new feature and he wants to send the code to the remote repository, right? Will you allow him to do? No. Just because he's a new developer, I don't know if there is a bug in that code or not, right? So in certain cases, we use a concept of Git, right? So the funda is that we have a trunk in a tree and we have different branches. Yes. So we have a very similar representation in Git. So this trunk is basically the main code base and these branches are small diversions from that code base, right? So let's say this new feature that I want to build, I will build it on a new branch, right? My whole code up to that feature will be same, but I will create a new branch out of it just because I want to build a new feature. And when everything is fine, when I test this new feature, I will merge the changes in this branch to directly to the trunk, right? So what I do is initially the code that is present, I will I will put that code that is finally used for production in the main branch, and from this main branch I will start a new branch that is known as feature, right? So the feature that my new developer is working on. So what he will do is on the main code base he will start adding his changes, right? And finally when he will add his changes and he will commit it, you will see that these changes are reflecting on a new branch that is feature, right? So these two branches are isolated and we can work on it independently, right? So now in this new branch feature, when my testers feel that everything is right, I will then merge the changes that are on this new branch feature to my old branch that is main, and that I say that all the changes to main are now going to the production, not from all the other branches, right? So in the cases where let's say I want to show a new feature to a client, but I'm not sure I want to add this feature for all the users, right? So I will bring those changes to a branch and I will show them to the client, right? So I create new branches or some diversions from the main code, but when I feel that I want to add it into main code, then only I add it, right? Then only I merge it. Cool. So now let's see how to create new branches and work on them. So here, let's go to GitHub, and here you'll see that you only have one branch. And how we have one branch, right? By default, Git creates a branch with a name of main. If I go on my VS Code, if you do something like git status, you will see that here we are on a branch named as main, right? So to check all the branches, I can use a command git branch, right? So it is showing that I only have one branch, that is main, and this star means that currently I am on which branch, right? So currently I have only one branch and I'm on main, so that is the reason why it is showing one branch and star is in front of it, right? So let's create a new branch, right? So to create a new branch, I have to use a command git checkout and -b. So this -b is telling that I'm creating a new branch, and now I'll give a name to it. Let's say feature, right? So when I do that, you'll say that it created a new branch and also switched to that branch, meaning that I started my new branch that was having the name of feature with all the previous changes of main. I started from there and now I have moved to a new branch that is feature, right? If I want to check the total number of branches now, I'll again type this, and you can see that I have two branches, feature and main, right? But now this star is in front of feature just because I have switched from this feature to main. So now what I want to do is I want to add few changes. So let's say I add a change, let's say file 5. So I'll say that new feature changes. Now I will add it to the staging area, file 5.js. Cool. Then I'll commit it. Okay, guys, I have not saved this file. So first of all, I have to save it and then I have to add it. So now if I add it, I'll just commit it now. Git commit -m added new feature, something like this. So git push. So now when I'm sending it to the internet, I won't send it to the main branch. I will send it to this new branch that I created, git push origin. And after origin, guys, previously when we push this code from my local system to the internet, I used a name as main, just because git creates a default branch, and that is the reason why I was using that. Now just because I've created a new branch with the name feature, I will use that branch, right? So I'll do that git push origin feature, right? So now this has done its task. Now let's go on the internet, let's refresh it, and you'll see that now in this tab I can see two different branches, main and feature, right? And in this feature you'll see that there are three commits, the older commits and this commit added new feature, right? And now if I go back to the main branch, you'll see that on main branch I only have two commits, right? So this is how you create a branch and you add new changes to a different branch, right? So now when my testers will test this feature, when they feel that everything is fine, we will merge the changes of this feature branch to the main branch. So in the next video, let's understand how to do it.